brand new episode of Formula Pod. And today we're not going to discuss about the race because there isn't any race because the races are just coming in down in Canada over the week, like over the weekend though. But we're going to talk something kind of off the topic of races, or what we rather call as grid gossips. On today's episode, finally, we have our man back from Kenya, Mihir here.
Hey guys, this is so good to be back in the podcast. Honestly, let's get back to track. Let's get back to Formula Wood, and let's get this podcast started.
And yes, we are going to talk at length about the Formula Wood, but we also got to introduce our another guy, Jason. So, sup, dude? I'm not going to give you huge ass introduction because you don't deserve one.
No comments there, but it's good to have me here back. Someone who finally is on the opposite opinion of me and who I can argue with. So welcome back.
Damn,
Bro,
that's
bro,
a
bro, bro, bro,
positive.
bro. You were just slapping on my face saying that I'm not worth for you like to argue. Like, damn. Anyways, I don't want to do like a Formula Pod would for sure. So let's get into the entire thing. So yes, today we're going to talk all about. Okay, I'm not going to give context of what we're going to talk about because you got to listen to the entire thing because some spicy conversation is coming up over here right now. And what we're going to talk first is all about should Formula One points be revised? So at the moment, first place to 10th place get points. Okay, but apparently that's not the clear case if you're playing the game F1 Clash because until the 15th place gets a point. So, what are your thoughts, guys? Should F1 have its point system revised, or do you think like it should be
Yes.
still as usual?
Yes, I do believe there should be some change in the point system because every year, if you win 4 to 5 races, that's 25 points each race, and you're just running away with the title. You literally just bag the title and you run and you keep running. If the points are or the number value is reduced, then I believe it would be more fun. More fun for the fans as well as the competition would still be there in the table.
Interesting. I'm trying to look at it in a more wider perspective where I'm trying to put myself in a position where I'm in a very like I'm in a Williams maybe, and I'm thinking about, oh my God, Mercedes is so far ahead. I don't think I'll be able to. So I kind of agree with Jason in this, but I also think the point system should be something like um the UK grading system where one is like A star and 20 is like the worst or you fail. I know I'm just trying to like grab some ideas here and there. I'm talking to you guys. What do you guys think? Comment in the section below, or just question us in general, and let us know if you guys think that the point system should change or should be the same. Arjun, I think, I personally think it shouldn't change because it's that motivation and drive that keeps teams like, okay, you know what, we need to get like at least 15 points or like we need to get like 20 points. But looking at in the other perspective way where if I'm losing and if I see them run ahead, I'll be like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep racing for the banter of racing. I'm not gonna be competitive. But what do you think, Arjun, Jason?
Well, honestly, I'll tell this though. I would say at least kind of increase that thing from 10 to 12 because the main thing is that the mid grid actually kind of starts, according to me, from the 8th place. You're just having two positions. I would rather say at least keep the points till the 12th, but then not saying that the first place should the points must be increased. Never, I would say, because 25, and if, say, for example, in Spain, Max even got the fastest lap, so that's 26 points he bagged. So I don't want him to get even further points for sure. But then it's just that people who are going down on the down the grid, I would say at least it should be from the 12th place, like till the 12th place, there should be some kind of points. Even if it's like a 0.5 or something. 13th onward, 13th to 20th, they don't even deserve points. Like I'm gonna say that bluntly, 13 onwards, no points. It's just that you guys don't. Those guys didn't just get it, and I'm so sorry. you're not getting points. But from 12th onwards, I feel like some points here and there should be given out. That's what I think.
I think
Hmm.
the whole
Interesting.
scale should change. Where the points, the first place don't get 25 points, but instead they get 20. And then it moves down 19, 18, 17, 16, all the way till 12. I know
Wait.
it doesn't
What?
make sense.
Wait. It doesn't. Like, see, normally at the moment it's like 25, 18, 16, 12,
Yeah,
10. That's the
yeah,
format. That's 7 points between the first and second, and then like 18 to 16 is 2 points. 16 to 14 again 2 points. So it's just that I don't know, like what I would suggest is rather just kind of get the gap kind of close instead of just the first place person getting 25 points and the second place getting 18. The gap should be just reduced down to from 25, the second place should be getting 22 points. That's what I feel should be the thing
Hmm.
though. So just that there's like that equal gap between each position.
I think you shouldn't change anything. I think you should just stick with the point system itself. There's anyway so many changes in Formula One right now, including the main thing, the Formula One card itself. So I think Formula One should not just change. They should just be what it is. And that's my opinion. I think Formula One is perfect right now. I think they should focus on making the cars equal, engines equal, and giving each driver an opportunity to race equally and to show their talent rather than you know giving focusing on the point system. Again, I'm no one to say. I'm just a fan who's suggesting a few ideas.
Yeah, that's basically the because we over here. It's just that we are just giving in our perspectives on what it is. And to you listeners, also as me here put this earlier, what do you guys think? Do you think that point system must be still should be revised or it should still maintain the same way? Let us know down in the comments. Or
Hmm.
like yeah, even wherever you're listening, we'll be putting up a question bubble. So yeah, that's the thing. And then, God even say this Ferrari finally wins somewhere. Jason can finally gloat. It's not Formula One, it's 24-hour Le Mans.
not a gloat in my books. Not a gloat at all.
Why, bro? Why? It's your team who won. It's just like Charles Leclerc wasn't on the driver's seat because trust me, if that was the case, God knows what would happen.
F1 is Ferrari, and Ferrari is F1. I'm just gonna leave it at that. F1 is Ferrari, and Ferrari is F1. If it's not F1, it doesn't count. It's good. It's good for the brand. It's good for the money if they've received any, and it's good for the fame. But if it's not F1, it's just not it. They need.
But you also need to understand the fact that if Ferrari has won different sectors or different motorsports, that means Ferrari does have the capability and a strategy to win other races. That's one of the most difficult races
Le Mans,
that I have.
exactly.
It's 24 hours of continuous racing in that one. Like that's crazy, bro. That means Ferrari in Formula One is lacking something that these guys in 24-hour racing are not doing.
We need those strategists right now. That's the only takeaway.
No, but like these guys won 24-hour Le Mans title 58 years later. And this is like the 100th year of Le Mans, like 24-hour Le Mans happening. And like, yeah, strategy is one thing, but then, how I'll say, Ferrari's B team driver, Antonio Giovinazzi, was also one of the drivers on the Le Mans. And apparently he was in that fast Ferrari over there kind of bagging in points for Le Mans. So again, we don't know what it could be like. The strategy could be should be the situation. That's what all of us unanimously even think in the first place. But yeah, if Ferrari gets something kind of right and do like a complete restructuring, like how McLaren is doing at the moment, then there is some hope. Or else, I have no hope on that. Let me
Hmm.
be very blunt. I don't have any hope on that.
Right.
Yeah,
Jason, any comments on what he just
I
commented?
think my silence says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm pretty sure you have some type of opinion that you want to give Arjun or me and the viewers, I mean, the listeners, you know.
I honestly, what Arjun has said is Man, it's hard. I have no idea what to say. Or I have
Did you get a stroke?
poten-
Did you get a stroke?
potentially.
Yeah, I can hear his tears just dropping off the face.
This is not fair at all, but I don't know what to say. I genuinely don't know what to say.
Yeah,
Bro,
I know.
I specifically put this just so that you could enjoy a bit. But then it seems like that's the opposite I'm
I
doing.
am completely broken at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But like, yeah, let's also talk about what Red Bull says. So, as every one of you guys know, say during the Monaco Grand Prix, Sergio Perez dashed onto the balls, and apparently it had to be craned up, and then the entire world saw the floor of the RB19. So, Red Bull claims that rivals will take until Japanese Grand Prix to copy and execute the elements of their floor. At first, he told there is no way they can do. But then these guys have been threatened so nicely, like, it'll take until Japanese Grand Prix.
Hmm.
So, any thoughts on that? Because apparently, I just saw this where it's like three pictures stacked, where one is got the Red Bull, one has got the Mercedes, one has got the Ferrari, and then there's a swipe right picture with Williams, just got like none of these features there. So, like, yeah, I want to open the floor for discussion for this. Like, what do you guys think?
I'm
Mihir,
gonna start off.
go on.
Okay, so I was going on Twitter and I was reading about Red Bull car getting lifted, and Christian Horner said, and I quote, "You shouldn't take pictures of someone's backside," which I laughed because I was like, "Okay, that's good."
Oh
Um,
God!
but look, if Red Bull was really, really, I mean, now that I think about it, when Mercedes and Ferrari had their, side pods and their, the aerodynamic structure of their pods, Red Bull was actually one of the first teams to actually reevaluate and look into things. And when Red Bull is dominating, now they're saying, wait, no, you can't copy us anymore. Look, I think that's absolutely not necessary. If Formula One teams can copy you, let them copy you. That's fine. But listen to my statement. They copied you. That means you were better. So I think Red Bull should be like, you know what? You can take it from us if you want because we solved the issue. You guys can copy from us. That means that they're scared of losing again.
True
Why
that.
would you be scared? If they want to copy you, tell them, okay, yeah, we let you copy you. If someone said, oh, yeah, I can let you copy, I would be like, damn, I feel like an absolute loser. So let Red, I mean, if I was in the Red Bull team and I would be like, let them copy, it's fine. Anyway, we're winning from like an absolute unit margin. Might as well copy and let's keep the show going on, let them give us some competition. Right now, the only competition I see is Red Bull, is Max and Checo. There's no other competition I see.
I think this exact same thing happened a few years ago when was it Force India who copied Mercedes' car, right? And
Yeah.
The pink
and the
Mercedes.
whole world went insane, and they're like, "Oh, how can you copy this car?" and then whatnot. This season is different because Red Bull are just dominating. I mean, it's the same as Mercedes then, but why would you allow other teams to copy your design? You've Red Bull have clearly worked hard on getting that design, on implementing their car that way. And hard it's their hard work which doesn't deserve to get stolen away from them. So I don't believe it is fair to Red Bull that another team just copies their design and puts it on their car.
Hmm.
Okay, so now, okay, you know what, Jason? I totally agree with the statement. I absolutely do. But here's my point. If you're so worried about people copying a design, why didn't you cover it? Why wasn't it covered? Why wasn't a marshal there with strict instructions? Like, you know what, cover the backside. Like, put a blanket on top. Because they do it. They do that sometimes. They cover the Formula One car. You should have done that. Why didn't you do that? Listen, there are few things that Formula One cannot do, right? And the teams can. The Formula One company has some limitations. As a Formula One fan, I would love to see someone's backside.
Bro. Can we just stop saying backside? Just say it's floor.
Nah, Red Bull has a firm backside, if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, bro, this has got insane. But but honestly, what I think is that okay, these like I agree with what Mihir said. In terms of like they should have like put in a blanket or something or like a black cloth and covered the entire thing. But then if they want, but then I would even say that they could even end up taking like the high road and be like what Mercedes did before. Like, okay, just take up the stuff and just be like, okay, we don't care. We are anyways winning no matter what. And in Red Bull's case, they are anyways winning. There is no serious competition in the first place. So it's not like, say, these guys are going to get like the entire blueprints from Adrian Newey. It's like they got to kind of sit and analyze the images like multiple times in order to mimic that flow. And it's not only with the floor. It's like if you need to get once you get the floor right, you need to even get the car's side pods, this thing, that thing. All the elements should be right. So it's like okay, if they want, I personally feel okay. It is hard work. I would definitely agree with what Jason said. It is hard work, but come on, Formula One is a sport which is very competitive. I don't want to just see Red Bull just winning every race. I don't want Max to consecutively win what 24 races. It doesn't make sense. Like and then there's basically no fight for championship. It's just fight for third, fourth, or fifth. That's what I personally think.
This is how everyone else felt when Mercedes was winning, FYI. So deal with it.
Bro,
Deal with it.
wait. I'll tell you this. When Mercedes was dominating, Red Bull was a very strong competitor. Red Bull was like inching the fight very close. Now that's not the case. Now Red Bull's margins are way ahead. It's way ahead.
Mercedes were also way ahead a few years back, and literally no one was catching up unless when Red Bull were fighting year and year and year, trying to get close, and when they finally did, they took over.
Counterattack, counterattack. When Das was involved in this, when Christian Horner said, "You know what? What is Lewis Hamilton doing with Das? He's pushing and pushing out his steering wheel. What the hell's going on?" Red Bull tried to claim that. Red Bull has always been pushing its limits of Formula One and rules and regulations. Any small change in Formula One, Christian Horner would be like, "No, it's not in the rule book." Every single time. So I appreciate that Red Bull is pushing all the rules and regulations to get to a point, and I really appreciate how Red Bull has come throughout these years, pushing and pushing for Formula One and Mercedes and it's all its competitors. I think it's time for Red Bull to, to be in the limelight right now because they've been working so hard. But Red Bull also needs to understand that Formula One is not. I'm trying to find the words here. Formula One is really competitive. It's not friendly. So when the backside is shown, people are gonna take pictures of it. If you're really concerned about it, right, cover it.
Exactly. Like literally, I would agree with me here. What like for every single word he has said on that, like literally on that. So it's not like Toto Wolff is going and examining the car. It's he didn't do that. He rather just talk to Fred Vasseur and be like, "Oh, look at that car." He would be just talking that among team principals. It's not like Christian Horner would be like doing like an entire X-ray of the car. That's not the case. So that's
I'll be very honest here. My friend, he works in aerodynamics, right? And he works for Skoda, right?
okay.
And he took a picture of that and he sent it to me. And I was like, "Hey, look at the Red Bull's underfloor." And I was like, "Damn." He goes like, "Me, we're trying to copy the same design into our sports cars and our normal cars." And I was like, "Is that even possible?" He's like, "Dude, even though they're sedan cars, we're still gonna implement some type of tech here because these guys are masterclass at building Formula One cars." So it was not just for Formula One teams; it was a worldwide news that came out, and people are gonna copy that. So I guess thanks to Red Bull for showcasing us a masterpiece of aerodynamics to the whole world. Thank you so much, Red Bull. Hopefully, this will make Ferrari come podium for the next few races as well.
hmm Okay, so since we've been talking this a good amount of time, I'm now going to shift the topic to the dear on Mercedes. Mihir, before we discuss further, I need your thoughts on the Spanish Grand Prix, Lewis and George's performance.
Hallelujah! Hallelujah! I have no idea. I was in Africa. I was in Kenya, and I came back from a safari, and I got Wi-Fi, and I was jumping, and I even thought I saw a monkey. I actually didn't. I actually was so happy that Lewis and John Russell came in podium, and my sister, my cousin, she is a Ferrari fan, and I was taunting her, and then she went and slapped me, like literally slapped me. Ferrari was like not anywhere near them. Sorry, Jason. So I was super. The performance was outstanding. Lewis is back on track. George Russell obviously is the steroids right now of Mercedes, and I am really happy the way they work together, the cutting corners, the confidence level, the straight line, the chicane, everything was perfect to the brim, except the part where they couldn't catch up with Red Bull. But this shows that Mercedes, if they need to put 100% in, they would. It's the level of confidence that they don't understand that they have. Mercedes has a lot of potential, and if it's the right way, if it's channeled in the right way, they could do wonders. Again, it comes back to the driver, not to the vehicle. Obviously, it does, but this really shows that if you have a really good experienced driver like Hamilton and a young, hardworking, open-minded, and fearless driver like George Russell, things can turn around. So, I personally think that Mercedes really showed what they are capable of, and they didn't let the fans go down. I mean, as when I came back, I think, I really think Formula One Mercedes team is like my girlfriend. Like, if I had one, like she would like. uh, it's like it's such an emotional attachment. Like if they came podium, I'll be like happy for the rest of the like week. I'll be like Mercedes game in the podium, but like I'll keep looking at like the highlights of it. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Like Mercedes, let's go.
Like, yeah, we are anyways going down to the track where Lewis Hamilton had his debut win with the
Yes.
McLarens in Canada. But then apparently Mercedes expects to be less competitive in Canada compared to Spain. That's what trackside engineer Andrew Shovlin says. He's saying that Montreal is a very difficult, a very different circuit. We would expect more of a challenge there. We're not thinking that we're going to be going in nipping at the heels of Red Bull, but we are going to
Hmm.
be prepared for a battle with Ferrari, Aston Martin, or maybe even Alpine. So, like, yeah, like I didn't understand that. Like, Aston Martin, Ferrari understood, but then now they're going to seriously consider Alpine as a threat. Like, guys, thoughts
Why
on
not?
this?
I mean, honestly, if we're being real, then no. Then no.
Jason, just don't say you need Cyril back, okay? That don't be a thing that gets
We need
repeated again.
Cyril. Of course, we need Cyril.
Okay, we hear. Let's hear from you. I don't want
No,
this
I
guy
want
to
to.
get.
No, I want to hear from Jason now. I've spoken enough. Jason, the listeners want to hear your
The
beautiful,
the,
sexy
the
Jason
Alpines,
voice.
man, the Alpines need Cyril. They just need him back. I'm telling you.
Bro, can we just come to the car instead of talking about Cyril and your
I'm
love for
telling you,
Cyril?
they have the resources. They can build a fantastic car. Of course, there's always room for improvement, which Otmar clearly cannot see. So yeah, with a little bit of improvement, they could really be competing. Really.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with that, with both their drivers are insane. First of all, Gasly and Ocon, that's really amazing. Two fantastic guys, really hardworking people.
Two French guys driving a French car. That's what I think
Yeah,
about
and
this
and I think both have won races if I'm not wrong.
in the
Gasly
podcast.
with the which one was it before? Alpha.
AlphaTauri
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Monza.
AlphaTauri, and he was winning, and he was really doing well. And it's not like he's a bad driver. No, he still has that same potential and that same drive in him. We need Cyril to push. We need the push.
Bro, I'm just gonna push you out from this podcast. You say Cyril once again.
Mihir, your thoughts? Do you agree with me?
What the hell?
We need to push. Let's push. Push your guard. Push it.
You know that's right. That's like Hamilton after every race. Guys, let's keep it pushing.
Don't push. We can't always be nothing else to push anymore. Please, guys.
So
Okay, so my opinion on pushing them forward, it would be absolute amazing thing. I don't know why I said absolute amazing thing, but what can they do to improve their team? I think they need to sit down and have realistic goals, and obviously not aim for, oh my God, we should beat a Mercedes or a Ferrari or Red Bull. I think they should compete in their inner circle, which is, McLaren, Ferrari. I'm joking, joking. It's honestly Jason's
Look at
face,
you.
but no. But honestly, I think, jokes apart, guys, I think that Williams should really focus on the inner circle, so compete with teams like Haas, and McLaren. Sadly, McLaren, even though it should be in the top five, and they should start competing with those guys, because once you start making these small movements, you can go up higher. It's always important to understand that you can't beat the kings unless you have your own team with you. And when you start conquering the other small villages, and then you can make your community bigger and stronger, and then you can compete with the kings. Well, in this case, the top four teams. What can they do? Obviously, like Jason said, push, but pushing can only take you to a place, but pushing in the right direction in the most realistic way can take you from one place to another. That's my thought here.
interesting. But like, okay, Alpine is doing significantly good performance, I would say, compared to last year. At least in under 10 races, they managed to get one podium. It's not pole position, but still podium on quali and podium on win. So they are giving a pretty good feisty fight for the Mercedes and the Ferraris. But like, yeah, I'm gonna be a little more over optimistic that they cannot beat Mercedes. I'm just gonna be a little over optimistic about
Who
it.
cannot beat Mercedes?
Alpine.
I agree. I agree. Yeah.
As a matter of
No.
fact, even Ferrari can't
Nah,
beat
Ferrari can.
Mercedes
Ferrari can.
until you get your strategy right, which takes some more time.
Okay.
You're
It'll
nowhere
happen.
near to the point
It'll happen.
to where
It'll
we are
happen
at the
once
moment.
this season, where we're gonna win at least once.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna counter argue Arjun's statement.
Mm-hmm.
They can, but they need to understand that obviously Mercedes cars are way more powerful, and it's impossible. But in my books, nothing is impossible.
Whoa,
That's what
whoa,
I think.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Thank you, guys. But see, and the reason why I say that is because they have the same engine unit. Mercedes does provide engines to Williams, so it comes down to, obviously the budget is very small. They also have some technological disadvantages, that they don't have the testing facilities and XYZ. But if they have the right talent and the right charisma to win, they could not beat Mercedes maybe, but they can get in a very close spectrum of
Possibly,
Mercedes.
possibly.
So that's, even though they can come in a close spectrum, that is not impossible for me. That's like, wow, they have the potential to do something if they have the right budgeting and the right technological investments. So that's my answer to Arjun. But Jason, like, what do you think? Is it ever going to be a thing where Mercedes will be
I
beaten by
I
a
agree. I agree
Williams?
with Arjun's statement that no, Alpine cannot beat Mercedes, and it's purely because look at the improvements that's been done this season. You said it yourself. You have to see it to believe it, and we've seen it last race. Yeah, yeah,
Last two
but
races, in
I told
fact,
Arjun last week as well that you cannot judge on one
on one
race. So
race.
we'll have to wait till the Canadian Grand Prix and then see how that goes. If that goes well and Mercedes are still showing good signs, it means okay, they're in the right direction. But again,
Hmm.
if there's any
Interesting.
hiccups over there, then it would make you think again or get back into that state where you're like, are we there yet, or are we like what's wrong
Hmm.
again? You know?
Amazing, cool. So that was some pretty productive conversation, though. But then, like, yeah, it's been that time of the day where we ask our predictions for the Canadian Grand Prix. What are your top three?
I'm gonna go first because I'm super excited.
Go for it.
I think it should be Red Bull, Mercedes, Mercedes.
Similar to Spain.
Absolutely.
Why?
Why? Good question. I've seen the car. I have analyzed it. I have analyze it in a way where I see what the car can do, what the drivers can do with the cars in them, I think Canadian Grand Prix, which is one of my favorite Grand Prix. I have a poster on my room. See, Red Bull is going to dominate this. Why? Because there's so many straight lines. But
True.
Mercedes, on the other hand, has a good agility. That their movements is getting clearer now. So in these small breakpoints, in turn maybe let's say in turn 4 and turn 11, there's a huge breakpoint that comes up. So I think there might be a situation where it might overtake in the outside line or maybe in the inside line. So I'm keeping a very high expectation for Mercedes, I know. And if this turns out to be something preferable to the Mercedes side, I'm more than happy. But I've seen the car in the last two races, I've seen the improvements, I see the confidence in Lewis's eyes, which is a huge thing. So that's my prediction, and that's why I think it should go well. Jason, what do you think?
Your predictions, bro. Let's hear it.
Red Bull first, of course.
Uh-huh.
Max is gonna come first, no doubt, and then I would say Alonso two,
Okay.
and this is a tough one. I'm thinking Mercedes, but also not. Maybe let's go with Lewis in third.
Okay. Also, I just want to make a statement since he said Alonso, like a quick statement. Alonso said this is the last time I'm not going to be on the podium, which is a very strong statement. I was like, okay, that's a pretty strong statement from you.
This is the last time he would be on the podium. What? Is this his contract is not ending, I feel.
No, 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 no. What he meant was like I should be in the podiums
He he'll,
from
he'll
now
always finish
onwards.
in the podium.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
what he
makes sense.
claims. So I'm just like, damn, that's a strong statement, sir.
See, based on what I got to know, Aston Martin is bringing in some significant upgrades for Canada because
Uh-huh.
yes, it's Lance Stroll's home race, the only Canadian on the grid, and Daddy's Canadian dollars are put into that team. So it's just that most like Aston Martin would want to show a kind of a performance there.
Uh-huh.
So like okay, I'm gonna come with my predictions though. I would say a Max Alonso Lewis or Max Alonso Russell.
That, that's the exact third place
Hmm.
which I was thinking. Is it gonna be Hamilton or is it gonna be Russell?
Like
Hmm.
I'm a bit skeptical about it because again it again depends on the quality and how Mercedes play right with the strategy. But like I'm just at this point a bit confused. Lewis is doing pretty well. Russell is doing pretty well, but then in Red Bull that's not the case because in Red Bull Max is the only one doing pretty well. Checo is I'll not say he's not doing very well, but then it's just kind of deteriorated a bit. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Honestly speaking, it's going to be either Red Bull, Aston Martin, Mercedes, or it could be Red Bull, Mercedes, Aston Martin. It's
Either
something
way,
which we
Red
got to
Bull
see.
go home with that trophy. With
No, no, one
Unless,
second.
unless.
Relax, relax. Okay. I don't want Red Bull to win any of the races from now on, but that doesn't mean that, I wish bad upon Red Bull drivers. I hope they're safe. I really hope, and I cross my heart and I hope that Red Bull engines fail for the next all races.
Like a DNF.
Yeah, I want a DNF all for all the drivers in a safe way. Obviously, I want the drivers, I want the teams, I want the fans to be safe. But I just want the cars to just have a really bad reputation for engines. I really think Honda is super bad.
Bro, come on. Okay, fine. I'm not going to support Honda here, even though I like the brand Honda, but still. Anyways, that's pretty much it on our podcast. And technically, for the first time, we made it on time. We're completing stuff on time because normally we tend to go a lot longer. But then, like, yeah, we made it on time. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Please do give us a like and put in some ratings down in your favorite podcast platform. And yeah, if you want to join us, you want to collaborate with us, let us know through our Instagram page. That is formula.pod. Until next time, this is the entire team of Formula Pod, without much disappointment, signing off. Goodbye.
Goodbye, guys. Thank you so much. And I just want to say that if you guys do want to join us, as Arjun said, let us know, DM us, and we can help you out.
Thank you guys. We'll see you next time.